speaking, the English baroque soloists, are playing on either originals or copies of instruments that Bach would have known. Why? Well, Bach lends himself to all manner of interpretation. I believe that there's an interpretation of Bach's Brandenburg No. 3, conducted by Otto Klemperer, and one contemporary one done by Reinhard Goebel, which are exactly twice the length of each other, 100% change in tempo, and probably both are legitimate in the sense that Bach does allow a whole diversity of different interpretive approaches to his music, and maybe that's the secret to its universality. There's not enough bass in relation to the other three voices, yeah, but you may need that. You may need it. You may need it, but there's the parking are a little bit too loud, and that's a little bit better. Just too much presence. Yeah. Be careful with the double bass. Now what? Let's hear a bit of this.
12:36.
It's all right. Okay. Don't worry. It's okay. Okay? Don't fuss.
I hope we have a very good version of this one, the 31.
Listen. Okay. It amazes me the amount of flack that Bach has received for using material that originated with secular pieces, secular cantatas, and reused it in a piece like the Christmas Oratorio, the Weihnachtsoratorium. Why on earth should that be a problem? It was a practice that was current in the 18th century. All composers used it. Handel was much more extreme. He seemed to need a kick-start. He sometimes had writer's block, and he seemed to require a theme, even a pretty banal theme from a minor composer, to get him going. Now, that never happened with Bach. What Bach did, and it was usually when he was under pressure, a time constraint, was to look back and see what he'd composed and see if things could be used to save time and would still fit appropriately the occasion for which he was now writing. Bach has this ability, despite his provincial, very particular local context here in Lutheran Germany, to leap over all barriers, regardless of class, regardless of musical upbringing, regardless of nationality and so on, and to be accessible to people. And why is that? Well, I think it's because his music has this extraordinary rhythmical energy. It's related to dance, it's related to the cycle of the seasons, it's related to something that's very, very primitive in a sense. But I think behind that there is also the fact that he's a compassionate individual, that he has a sense of us as individuals and all the tribulations that we go through at different stages in our lives. And I do believe that in a time when we're weighed down, as it were, by wallpaper music, by the pollution of noise, and by the difficulties of getting out of our own environment, that Bach gives us a glimpse of the divine, of the sacred. I think the Christmas Oratorio is a wonderful launch pad for this voyage of discovery of all these other cantatas of Bach's, and yet, apart from about 5 or 6 of them, they're not really well known at all. And it's one thing for me as a musician and with my colleagues to study the music, but it's quite another actually to perform them, and to perform them in such a wide context in different churches to so many diverse types of audience all over Europe.